Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you all for hopping aboard with the captain for another video. In this one, I will be discussing the Israel-Palestine war conflict that just popped off just a few days ago. And we have an ex-NBA player by the name of Amar'e Stoudemire, who was a great player, by the way, when he did play. He had some words to say about this. Now, before I get to what he said, I'm gonna bring in this video clip from a gentleman who's there in Israel, apparently Tel Aviv, Israel, and witnessed the attack by Hamas or from Palestine to Israel. Now, let me bring in this and let's listen in.
And has seen the city go from holiday to horror story. Robbie Berman joins us right now. Robbie, first off, are you safe?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me back. Just a small correction. The capital of Israel is Jerusalem. I think you made a mistake there. You're pointing to Tel Aviv. I live in Tel Aviv.
No, I said was Tel Aviv.
Oh, it was Tel Aviv. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
In any case, I live in Tel Aviv, and just like an hour ago, I had to run into the safe room. The alarms went off. Missiles were launched. I got word then one of the missiles landed in Jerusalem in an Arab village. I called up my friend who lives in the Arab village. He's okay, but other people got hurt. This is kind of a fear that's raining upon us. It is just inconceivable that this is going on. And, you know, you sit at home all day. I don't have any work. I had to get back thousands of dollars of deposits because everyone's canceled their trips. But I'm sitting watching all these videos, social media, and you're seeing what these Hamas, these animals have done. I mean, this is just insane. There are legitimate problems in Israel with the West Bank, with Palestinian rights, etc. There are legitimate problems, legitimate issues. What have they done to solve this? They have done nothing. They have just killed thousands of people. Now thousands of them will be killed. They're wasting trillions of dollars of the economy. The GDP is going to plummet. This is really bad for everyone. It doesn't bring them closer to their goal, doesn't bring us closer to our goal. And I got to tell you something. Everyone on the ground that I'm talking to is asking the big question. And that is, will this be a wake-up call to America, to England, to France, and to Israel that we need to take care of Iran?
All right. So I'll link this source in the description. All right, it's from Fox News. I'll link that. You guys can go check out the entire video for yourselves. But what he said there was correct as far as when he said that Hamas, you know, a bunch of animals attacked, when there should be some discussion going on, right? There should be talks. It shouldn't be attack. You know, it's like every few years or so, this group attacks Israel. It's like you're not going to get anything done by doing that, right? And you're killing innocent people in your attacks. So what do you expect Israel to do? Just ignore that? Not going to happen. Also, he said what needs to happen is England, France, America, Israel need to do something about Iran or Iran. And so, very true. Wasn't our President Biden the VP under Obama when they gave Iran or Iran $6 billion? Yeah, I recall that very vividly. So we're seeing that money being put to work because Hamas is an arm of Iran, and they're doing the dirty work, right? So they're right there by Israel. They're doing the dirty work, and they're hiding behind the innocent women and children that are there on Gaza Strip. Okay, they're thinking if Israel attacks us, they're going to kill these innocent people. It's going to make Israel look bad. That's why they're doing it from that location specifically. Now that that's been said, got to bring in this article back in. All right, so same article from Fox News, but we got former NBA star Amar'e Stoudemire taking aim at Black Lives Matter supporters. Now, what does Black Lives Matter have to do with the Hamas attack on Israel? Well, he says, let's see, those who are not speaking out against Hamas, he says, F you. Okay, he said the words, but F you. Now, why is this even a big deal to him to begin with? He just so happened to gain citizenship in Israel in 2019. All right, and he also converted to Judaism. Okay, so he's heavily into the culture of Israel. So that's why he's even speaking on it. He says, quote, this is a quote from him. I woke up this morning with some disturbing news out of Israel that Hamas kidnapping children, putting them in cages, killing women, killing the elderly. That's some coward, you know what? That's cowardly. All right, he said on Sunday. And for all y'all Black Lives Matter ain't saying nothing, right? Well, let me figure out. They're saying, well, let me figure out what's happening before saying anything. He says, F you. All right. He says, figure out what? It ain't never been cool to kidnap kids and put them in cages. Ain't never been cool to kill women and elderly, right? That's some coward stuff. So that's what he had to say about it. And he's not lying when he says that about the BLM type supporters. They're quick to run to the aid of the victims, right? They're supposed to be speaking for the least of these, right? But when it comes to Israel getting attacked by Hamas, seemingly out of the blue, okay, nobody expected this to happen. From all accounts that I've seen, here comes, where's Black Lives Matter? Are they coming to say anything about it? No. But if it was the other way around and Israel attacked Hamas and attacked Gaza Strip, they'll be talking real loud. Okay, it's interesting how that works. But shout out to him for pointing it out. Now, if you're not familiar with what's going on with Palestine and what's Palestine and what Israel, like what's going on? Well, there's been a long feud, okay, since like the early 1900s. There's been conflict between these two sides. All right, you got Israel, which became a nation in 1948, if I'm not mistaken, and since that time, okay, Palestine has always been like a people group, not really a nation. Okay, so but we call it Palestine and there's a Gaza Strip. Palestine and Israel both have laid claim to this area between the two called Gaza Strip. All right. Throughout the decades, for like the last half century or so, there have been talks on both sides saying, okay, Israel, you can have this piece of this land. Palestine will give this piece of the land. But there's always a feud because Palestine, and more specifically Hamas, which is the group that's attacking Israel right now, and also that are funded by Iran, because Iran has a big stake in this as well, right? So like the people are like Iran, but they live right there in Palestine. So basically, there's always been that conflict over this land. And so Hamas will attack Israel from time to time, and then Israel will smack them on the hand, like, no, don't do that. And then it'll die down, right? So there'd be like these little short-term wars that have happened throughout the decades. And so now we get to this point now where, again, there's a lash out from Hamas on Israel. And again, Israel has claimed, now they declare war. They want vengeance for those that have been affected by the attacks from Palestine. And so it's just this long running conflict, right? And there's also conflicts about Jerusalem being the capital of Israel. When Trump declared that in 2017, that caused more issues because those in Palestine view Jerusalem as being like a place where both sides can be represented. So they don't want Jerusalem to just represent Israel and be the capital, right? So that was a big issue. So it's just all the time, there's all these little things that people from the outside looking in be like, oh, it's something small. To them, it's a big deal. Not saying they're right or wrong in the situation. And most of the time, Hamas is the wrong, okay? They just are. But to them, it's a real thing. To them, it's important. To them, it's a big thing, which is why they do what they do. Now, my thing is, when it comes to Israel's response, don't get mad, don't get sad, don't whine and cry and pout and shout when you get the short end of the stick. Because the people who live right there on Gaza Strip, they know where they live. They understand they're in a war-ridden hotbed. Okay, that's the situation. So don't be surprised when people from right there attack Israel, and then Israel attacks that place and turns it into rubble. Okay, and you all perish or whatever the case. You know where you are, and that's just the result of being there. It just is what it is. Now, I'll leave it there. All right. Y'all let me know down below what y'all think about this. Drop a comment, like the video, share this video. I appreciate what Star Amar'e had to say, by the way, before I end it. Thank y'all. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you all. Thanks for hopping aboard with the captain. This was the Captain's Quarters Show. I was your host, L. Milliner, the captain. Until next time, I am gone.